Aloha, Rich Halverson here. This is ICS211, and this is the first video, summer 2023, and this is the first video, and I'm going to go over the syllabus and how grading works and so on, so you can sort of see how all that works. Okay, if you log into Laulima, it's probably going to look something more like this. You should find the class up here. Depending on which session you're in. If you don't find it there, you can click on this keypad looking thing here, and you should find it here. Find the course here. If you don't find the course here, then email me, and I can put you in until we get that worked out. So if you click on the course, you'll see, and you click on overview, you'll see that there is the syllabus here, and the class information, how you get a hold of me. Texting is the best. Text messaging me is the best. The first time you text me, tell me who you are, so I can remember who you are. This is the textbook, and I'm going to go over that first. But there's a schedule down here. There's the course learning outcomes, objectives. This is the schedule, and this schedule has to do with when things should be done, completed in the textbook and in these assignments. There's the textbook and there's work to do in the textbook, so you have to buy the textbook. And then there's these additional assignments that you do for the 4th credit. This is a 4 credit class, and there's a lab normally. And so that lab is actually all of these assignments here, and I'll go over those in a minute. And those are taken care of mostly by the TA. There's a TA, Mr. Kai-Ying Lin, and so you can contact him. He's going to be sort of in charge of the labs here, but I'll get to that in a moment. Let's take a look at the textbook. If you click on here, if you've never purchased a Xi books before, if you have purchased a Xi books before, you should be able to come to a page like this, and it should ask you. I think you get the first chapter for free, and then you pay somehow, or maybe the screen is different. If you have never purchased a Xi books before, then the first thing you're gonna have to do is log in and make sure you use your UH ID. So the way Xi books works is let's start with chapter 1. You have these participation activities, and for example, this is, as you scroll through, you should watch this, but as you scroll through here, there's these little activities, okay, and you need to watch them and step through them. Really try to watch through and step through them. They help you understand what's going on. If you already know it, I'm sorry for that, because you need to do this, and you can probably put it on double speed if you want to make it faster. You have to click through all these because that's how you get the participation activities points. Okay, so there's participation activity points. So you got to click through all these, and you can cheat, because I think you can click on this and you can see what the answer is, but the idea is that you think about it and answer the question. It's very easy, a very easy way to learn, and there's no stress, because you can, if you just don't get, maybe the first couple you got to just look at the answer so you understand what really the question is asking, and then you get it, and then you're able to click through them. So it's low pressure. Okay, so there's that, and then there are these called challenge activities, and let me go back to here, and I can see that that's going to be a blue challenge thing, because this is how far you've gotten. See, it looks like I've gotten 12% already of participation activities. But anyway, so if you go look at a challenge, first you should click through all the participation activities, and then a challenge looks like this. Okay, here we go. It's blue, and you just have to click through this, and And if you get it wrong, it'll give you another chance, or it might give you a slightly different problem to make sure that you are learning how to do the problem rather than just what you did wrong. So you can click through this. Okay, we've started, and the question is, we're supposed to say what the output is, and I think it's going to be Anne is great, and I don't think there's a return. Hey, I got it right. Okay, so see, I got a check mark there. So I got some of these points. You have to go through and do all 5 of them. Okay, so those are the challenge activities. And then finally, there are labs. And so labs are where you actually have to read this and type in code and get it to work. And there's a development mode and there's a submit mode, and you can use the development mode as much as you want. And I'm not going to read through this, but it's, you can, let's see what happens when we just run it now. Okay, it said got an error because my program expects input. Okay, so it looks like we're looking for an integer, so I'm going to put 5. And then I'm going to run the program. And 10 is displayed. Well, I think there's an error. I'm supposed to fix it. This should be a multiplication. But if I submit this now for grading, I don't get any points because it auto grades it. Okay, so I need to fix this, and I think the way I fix it is I change it to a multiply. My squaring, it looks like I'm squaring, and I submit this. Oh. Let's see, what did I do wrong? It's expecting a return after that. I'm supposed to make it a print line, so that's the problem. So let's see. Oh, I still didn't get any points because I didn't get that right. Well, I should have gotten some points anyway. So I guess I fix it by doing this. And now when I submit for grading, oh, now I got all the points. All right, so now the point of my doing this is you see there's a development mode where you can use that to test your code. And then there's a submit mode. Now, I could configure it to limit the number of submit modes, but that's to me, that's just dumb, because when you're writing code for real, you're encouraged to do incremental development, little submissions. You change one thing at a time and you test it. And that way, if something doesn't work, it was just the last thing that you did, and it makes it much easier to find errors. So in this class, I'm going to encourage you to submit lots of times. You might as well submit, because who knows, boom, you might get the right answer, or you'll get some points, and so on. So when you're debugging, you can either use development mode or submit mode. And then you just do it until you get all the points. You just do it in end. Okay, so those are the 3 kinds of assessments that come out of the textbook. And okay, so there are these are all the chapters, and basically and it's, you don't have any of these. I don't know if your version of the textbook is going to show any of these hidden ones, but it's not, they aren't meant to be shown. The trouble is if I take them out, then I sort of lose track of where they are, and if I ever want to put them back in again, it becomes humbug. So, but anyway, we're going from chapter 1 through 19. That's the class, and then all of the labs for the lab part. Those are down here, and so these are the labs that you can do, and they're just programs. So what you can do, is probably first get them to work in Zybooks, because in fact you get points for that. I think maybe half points for that, or whatever. And then you're gonna take that program and you're gonna just get it running on Visual Studio Code, because you have to learn how to use an actual integrated development environment. And Visual Studio Code is most popular, and it's easy, and it runs on all platforms and everything. So that's the lab part. Now let's go back to the syllabus. And for these, all you got to do is do them, and then we download your score. So just as you go, you can see your your progress. And so we see schedules here, and that's what that's all about. The grading is like this. It's just 25%, 20. All 4 sections are, the lab is 25% of your grade, and then the 19 chapters of Zybooks, participation, challenge, labs, those are 25% of your grade. Now so the labs, when you do the labs, you'll see they're scheduled. The first one is due like around here. The labs, if you click on lab assignments and look at those, I've posted the first lab program is up. They're all here. In fact, I should post all of them, because I just realized now they're all here. Okay, so you can look at all of them, and the instructions are simply first do the lab, and then all the rest of this is the same for all of them so far. Now, it's set up here where we may add some things. Now, I've set this up so to begin with, they're all you only have to do these programs, and then you have to get it running in Visual Studio Code. Add your name at the top as a comment, and then I want you to make a very short video, just demonstrating that it works. And no one's going to watch the video except the TA, and the TA probably won't even watch all of it. Probably just like the beginning and the end, to see that you're not that interested in what you're saying, just seeing it running. But of course, it's a federal requirement that we have to do some kind of identity verification for online asynchronous courses. So that's going to serve as that, and so we don't have to do anything else. I don't have to meet you or anything. You don't have to, we don't have to have a one-on-one or anything. Zoom. Anyway, so first you're going to take your code and paste it into here, just because you'll be doing some, you'll be modifying a Java program. Paste it in there. The TA can look at that, and then I want you to export your Visual Studio Code in case we want to try executing it, and then attach this MP4 video or something that the TA can read. MP4s, if you use Zoom, download the free version of Zoom, which you can make short videos like this, and I'm talking about less than a minute. Okay, just, hey, my name is Rich Alverson. This is my program working. Okay, so here it is, and you scan the program, and then you say, okay, so I'm going to type in this as input, or you paste it in, execute it. See, there it is. Thank you. Have a good day. Click. You're done. So that's submitting that, and then, but we may add some things after it. There may be another little thing that you modify. So it's possible that what you submit here is you know, has extra stuff on it, starting with one of these. All right, so now now it's very important. I should have said this at the very beginning, but I'm gonna have to put it in an email. As soon as you can, go in and enter something for the weekly engagement. There's another federal requirement now that we have to participation verification, it's called. And so we have to certify that you are actually plan on taking, that you're actually going to, you know, take the class. And so, you know, I don't know what kind of ramifications this has for if you were to get cold feet at the last minute and decide to not take the class, if you can get all your money back, because what I'm doing is certifying that you didn't do anything, that I didn't see you, or, you know, you didn't start. Now, every instructor's got different, you know, standards for this, but all you got to do is tell me that you plan on taking the course, and I got to, you know, send me an email or fill this out, or I also count buying the textbook. If you spend $77 on the textbook, then I think you're planning on taking the course. The other thing about this course is my grading is that because I can do this because everything is auto graded, okay, and that's the 75% textbook part. So that's what I'm talking about. All the auto grading stuff, I don't take off points if you don't submit it by these due dates. Okay, so these due dates are recommended due dates. Everything's got to be in by the time I got to turn in my grades, which is like the Monday after the last day of class, which is July 4th or 5th or something. And because it's auto graded, it only takes me about 10 minutes to upload grades, and so you know, that's the you know, I like to make my deadlines for you. I like to make your deadlines, you know, relate to my deadlines. Now, for the TA, the lab, that's different. The lab's got to be graded manually. So all kinds of things go into grading manually. One thing is that it's not, you want to kind of grade everything at once. Like lab number 4, you kind of want to grade all lab number 4 at once, because in the beginning you decide what you're probably going to take points off of for, and then you apply that, and you want to apply that uniformly. If there's going to be something graded, if you turn something in late, you'll still get points, but you might not get all the points because the grading, some assignments are more complicated, and to remember what your standards were 3 weeks ago, you know, on what you gave points for and not, is difficult. So that's why that's why there's earlier deadlines for stuff that has to be manually graded. I don't have that excuse for auto graded, so that's why I'm able to be more lenient with the auto graded. So if you're falling behind in your Xi books, you don't have to email me and say, can I have more time? Just take more time, and we'll be uploading the grades periodically, once a week at least. And you'll be able to see, and when you do them, you'll see that you got scores there, and you know, but you may have zeros if it's past this recommended deadline. Then there'll be zeros there. If it's not the recommended deadline yet, then there will be blanks, which means it doesn't count in this grading, and you probably know that. All right, so that's ICS211 summer. And so you can go ahead, if you're in either section, you can go ahead and start, buy the book, and you'll look forward to future videos. Thanks for watching.